As far as movie theater entertainment is concerned, the biggest genre in the world right now has to be superhero movies. With Marvel hitting the biggest cinematic event in the history of the world and breaking every single type of record we can imagine, and then shortly after the Joker coming out and breaking the record for the highest grossing rated R movie, there really is no surprise that DC is desperately trying to get their act together so that they can also take some of the space of amazing superhero and comic book movies. So today we're going to go over every single movie that Warner Bros. And DC have announced that they are currently working on or that are in development so that we can expect and be prepared for these movies to come out. Real quick, before we jump into the video, guys, we're giving away a Captain America Legacy Shield. If you'd like a chance to win it, all you have to do is subscribe and comment on some of the videos. We will be picking a winner who is subscribed from the comments list on February 1st. The first on our list, which is actually coming out real soon, February 7th, 2020, is Birds of Prey. Now, seeing that this movie will be out in 2 weeks, we do know a lot about it. We have plot synopsises, we have leaks, we have trailers, we have posters, we have pretty much everything we need to know enough about the movie besides having the actual movie. And if you haven't heard about the movie coming out, just go look up the trailer and then go buy your tickets because it will be out here real soon. Now, the official title of this movie is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. And this movie will feature clearly Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie. It will also feature Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, Journey Smollett-Bell as Black Canary, Rosie Perez as a GCPD detective known as Renee Montoya, and Ella J. Bascow playing Cassandra Crane. Now, a lot of movies on this list are unique in the sense that not a lot of people even know that they are coming out or that we will be receiving them. So unless you're somebody who's looking up the DC fan page every single day to see what movies are coming out, there is a possibility you haven't heard about some of the movies that we will be receiving. And if you're even a little bit less of a diehard fan than that, it's possible you won't even know some of the characters that the movies are going to be about. And that's alright, we'll walk you through with the information that we have. However, this one's a little bit more unique because it is coming out in 2 weeks and we have seen trailers and we have had some reviews. So we can easily say that a lot of people were a little skeptical upon the first review because it didn't seem like the movie was going to stick to the character's heart. We didn't see characters in costumes. Characters looked different than people were anticipating. The trailers were a little bit spotty. But then in the last trailer, we saw a lot of the characters get into their final figure. We got to see Black Mask wearing his mask. We got to see a lot of the things that scared a lot of people about how good the movie was going to be. That, on top of the already preset stigma that DC isn't making good movies right now, has turned a lot of people off from what is going to be the Birds of Prey movie. However, now that the movie is about to come out, we've gotten all the information, we've seen all the trailers, we've gotten a couple reviews, I can confidently say this movie is definitely going to be worth going and seeing. So if you are somebody who has any type of hope for a world where DC movies are good, and somebody who has seen The Joker and enjoyed it, has seen Wonder Woman and enjoyed it, is excited for Shazam 2, is excited for Wonder Woman 1984, this is a movie you should go and see. This is a movie that's going to continue to keep you excited for DC movies, and this list has a whole lot of movies that are going to be coming out, so we might as well get excited for them now. This next movie is one that people all over the world, without a doubt, are extremely excited for. There is a lot of hype around Wonder Woman 1984. The second of its counterpart, Wonder Woman, has received a lot of happy, smiling faces, as during CCXP, the Comic-Con in Brazil, there was a live, worldwide showing of the trailer, and people were excited. There is a lot of hype around it, and that's exciting to see a DC movie with so much hype. And there's no surprise, seeing how well the first one did and how much hype followed the outcoming of the first Wonder Woman. And exactly like Birds of Prey, this movie comes out a little bit sooner. It's set for June 5th, 2020. We already have a trailer. We already know a lot about the movie. And it's easy to say that this movie looks like it'll be one that's extremely exciting. Having seen the trailer, it's no spoiler that Chris Pine will be making a comeback, and that with other cast members as Gal Gadot, Kristen Wiig, Pedro Pascal, we have a very exciting movie lined up for us. If you are a DC fan, this is a movie that should get you excited. The anticipation is extremely high. With this being one of the first movies from the DCEU that had a huge positive review and a massive box office, there's going to be a lot of effort put in by the studio to make this next movie a huge turning point for DC movies overall. Coming to us on June 25th, 2021 is a legacy character. He's been played by so many popular and loved actors, and his popularity as a superhero has potentially been unmatched: the Batman. Yes, we will be receiving another Batman, and it is a little bit more of a jumbled complicated, long backstory for the development of this movie. It's gone through a few different directors, it's gone through a few different visions, and over time, we have finally landed with John Reeves directing a new Batman movie that will be starred by none other than Robert Pattinson. And who would have thought? The sparkly vampire who played a really good role in a Harry Potter film is now going to be Batman. And I don't know how many people saw this coming, and I definitely know a lot of people upon originally hearing it were surprised and maybe even a little confused. But after having heard a lot of interviews, seeing the training, and getting a lot of further details about this Batman movie, it is something to be excited about. It has been strategically placed to come out after Wonder Woman 1984, which DC is extremely confident will be a strong box office film that will have a lot of people excited for DC movies to come. This one following it is no mistake. Batman is an exciting franchise, and people will get excited for a reboot. As long as DC is paying attention to the details and they're doing a good job with advertising, I do believe Robert Pattinson is going to fill the role and take the cape on himself as Batman in a very positive way. Filmmaking has begun early in this year, and it is in the United Kingdom, so we don't know exactly what it is we're meant to expect. There isn't much other of the storyline that's out for us to know, or any of the plot leaks or anything like that to get people excited and into the speculatory phase, but this movie is on its way. So expect a Batman movie that is there to wow you after the presumed success of Wonder Woman 1984. Now, coming in August 6, 2021, The Suicide Squad 2. The Suicide Squad, the reboot? The Suicide Squad 1.5. No, and this is where DC starts to lose us a little bit. So, they have this movie, and it has literally been described as a cross between a reboot and a sequel. It will have some returning characters, but not all returning characters. For example, Will Smith is out, Margot Robbie is in. So we don't know exactly how to identify or even understand this movie, but it isn't going to be an exact sequel of the original Suicide Squad. And with James Gunn as director, who is best known for his amazing work in Guardians of the Galaxy, we can only expect a funny, hard-hitting, extremely exciting Suicide Squad reboot crossover sequel event. Now, this is one that people have been talking about for a very, very long time, and it is the untitled Black Adam movie. However, if I had to guess, I would assume it was going to be called Black Adam, the movie. So, this movie is meant to come out December 22nd, 2021. Now, there are some interesting ideas behind this one, seeing that it will be coming out right before Shazam 2. Spoiler alert, that's next on our list. It is going to have a cool envelopment, possibly with what is the Shazam family, or as Shazam himself, Zachary Levi, likes to call it, the Shazamly. Now this one is going to have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing Black Adam. He has been itching and scratching and excited to play this role for a very, very long time, and now we're going to have him. The idea was him for originally to be a star in the Shazam movie, but in spring 2017, he revealed that he decided to make two separate movies, one for Shazam and one for Black Adam. And although it did mean that we were going to have to wait a little bit longer for our big, muscular, fun-loving, bald man, The Rock, it is also a good thing because now we're going to have his own movie dedicated to himself. And although there are very little details about Shazam 2, we can only assume that this means he will be incorporated in it somehow. And that does bring us to the next movie on our list, which is Shazam 2, which is meant to be released April 1st, 2020. It's currently in development. Zachary Levi and the entire Shazamly will be coming back, and what we know is that there is an empty chair. What we know is there is a Black Adam movie. People are extremely excited about the idea that Black Adam and The Rock will be joining the Shazamly in Shazam 2. And although it isn't confirmed, it is completely speculated by every single person that cared about Shazam that we will be getting that cross. However, this movie is still in its very early stages, so there is always time for change, and there is always time for something that we didn't expect. July 1st, 2022, The Flash. Here's a movie we've been waiting for a very long time. So long that we've been waiting for it since Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice back in 2015. When Ezra Miller originally joined the DC Universe as The Flash. Now, it has gone through several different directors and had a lot of creative issues that have caused pushback after pushback. And then again, with the filming of Fantastic Beasts, we had another pushback as Ezra Miller was expected over there on set. And this has been a continued issue with directors arguing and writers arguing about the creative direction of this movie. And now again, Fantastic Beasts 3 is underway, and Ezra Miller is again expected to be out of commission, which means don't hold your breath too much for the release date of this movie, as it is very possible that it will get pushed back again. However, expect eventually for this movie to be made. With the release date of December 16, 2022, Aquaman 2. To the surprise of a lot of us, Aquaman became the highest grossing DCEU movie, hitting out over $1.1 billion. Now, keeping that in mind, we are expecting this movie to come to us with just as much beautiful animation and just as good acting as we received in the original Aquaman. A lot of people, once they swallowed the pill that Aquaman wouldn't look like he did in the comic book, really enjoyed the rendition Jason Momoa gave us. We do not know a whole lot about the storyline or what it is that we're expecting, but we do know that the movie is going to be a hard hitter, as Warner Bros. And DC will be expected to put everything they have into it so that they can replicate what we got in Aquaman 1. Now, on the note of that $1.1 billion grossing, we're going to talk about The Trench. What we know is The Trench is going to be a spin-off from Aquaman, and it is going to be a lot lower budget than Aquaman 2. However, it is going to further explore the Trench location from the hit DC movie that came out, and it is going to create a film with a little bit more of a darker, more DC tone to it, and a little bit of a horror aspect. So it'll be very exciting. We did get that really, really awesome fight scene that was gorgeously played and very well shown in the Aquaman movie, so we're going to get to further dive into The Trench and learn a little bit more about them. So those are the DC movies that we should be prepared to receive that are a little bit further into development, that have casts, that have a little bit of a script, if not the whole script or entire trailers, that have release dates. But there's also a huge list of movies that DC and Warner Bros. Is currently looking at and that desperately want to get into development and production. So we're going to go through those real quick. We'll read them out. We have Batgirl. That's an easy one. They're expected to pull Joss Whedon over to continue his work on Batgirl. He had stated prior in spring 2017 that he was interested in it, and DC is also interested in it, so we can expect Batgirl. Green Lantern Corps. Now, there's a lot of talk about which direction we're going in Green Lantern. However, we don't have many details apart from HBO was looking at making a TV show, but DC was also looking at making a movie. And we know that it's to be determined. It's definitely coming. We just don't have any further details about when to expect it and how to expect it. The next one is New Gods. Now, this will be taken as an adaptation from the Jack Kirby comics, where we saw a legion of new gods rise up after the old gods were destroyed by Ragnarok. Now, it involved a lot of really weird tones and dark scenes. It's a very fitting DC movie, and there are a lot of talks around in the studios right now about the best way to set this up and get this moving. Its release date, again, is to be determined. However, the director has been selected to be one Ava DuVernay. This next one's extremely exciting, as it is currently pending whether or not Steven Spielberg will be directing Black Hawk. Now, this one is a little bit more of a comic book movie than a superhero movie, as it surrounds the World War II flying teams known as Black Hawks. Now, Steven Spielberg, again, hasn't confirmed whether or not he will be directing. However, he seems to have some form of interest, and Warner Bros. Is keeping their fingers crossed. So these next two movies aren't 100% confirmed yet, given the recent success of the Joker movie and the relatively high dislike rate of Jared Leto's Joker. However, there have been a lot of talks, and it was originally planned to have an untitled Jared Leto Joker movie and also an untitled Joker Harley Quinn movie. But seeing that Birds of Prey is all about how they broke up and aren't together anymore, it does appear that DC has decided to go in a different direction. Not that I imagine too many people will be upset to not get those movies, seeing that Jared Leto was not liked very much by many, there are those who did, as the Joker. And I think a lot of people overall would much rather see another Joaquin Phoenix Joker film, and we can kind of just move on from Jared Leto's disaster. August 2018, Warner Bros. Simply told us they were putting in development a Supergirl movie. Now, that's all we have. There's nothing else we know, just that they are doing it, but it is definitely in the works, and we can look forward and expect a Supergirl movie. Next, we have Nightwing. Now, this one's interesting and exciting. They are going to have the Lego Batman movie director, Chris McKay, working on this. And although Lego Batman isn't exactly the DCEU or the DC Dark Universe, it is a movie that had Nightwing in it. And he was an interesting character. He was kind of a funny, goofy, less dark character. But it was awesome to see Batman and Robin, Nightwing, together. So it would be really cool to see this movie come into play and to get an actual Nightwing movie. It's something a lot of people have been talking about for a very long time. Again, dates, cast, all not well known. We know we have a director at the moment, but that seems to change all the time at Warner Brothers. So expect a Nightwing movie. Don't know when you should expect it. And in case you haven't had enough of Margot Robbie as the wonderful and glorious Harley Quinn, expect another movie with her. Gotham City Sirens. Now, I will warn you not to be too excited about this one because we had original Suicide Squad writer and director David Ayer who is going to be writing and directing this one. And since the change where we kind of lost him for the next Suicide Squad and now we have Birds of Prey out, it seems like it may have taken the space for this one, so we got Birds of Prey instead of Gotham City Sirens. However, there has been no confirmation that they are not doing it any longer, and Warner Brothers was set on doing it earlier on. So there is a possibility to receive Harley Quinn with Ivy and many other of our favorite characters in Gotham City Sirens. And now we have a few others that Warner Brothers has talked about that are in development, but there is no other information regarding, and that is Blue Beetle, Plastic Man, a Lobo movie, a Cyborg movie, and then we have to talk about the Deathstroke movie. Now, this is a movie that can have a lot of extremely dark tones. It can be a little bit scary, a lot of bit violent, and it can be a movie that a lot of DC fans will get behind. Now, there isn't a whole lot of actual known information about where we're at with the Deathstroke movie. They've been talking about it for a long time, but we know that they are still desperately looking to get this one on the big screen. And I think perhaps from their last debacle with the Justice League, DC has kind of learned not to rush to get movies out just because they know people want them. This is potentially one of the most sought after movies in the DC universe right now, but DC's taking their time to make sure they get the right directors, the right cast, and with so much going on their plate right now, we know that they're taking their time again to make sure that we get a quality movie. We have no idea if the project will ever actually happen, but we are all waiting to see with our fingers and toes crossed. So DC fans, superhero fans, that is the entire list of what Warner Brothers and DC has told us they are currently working on. A lot of really exciting projects, a lot of movies coming out really soon. So get excited for those bigger titles. Wonder Woman 1984, you have Shazam 2, you have Black Adam, we've got another Batman movie coming, and then they are working on so many different titles and exciting things in the background that they are hoping to bring to us soon. So, if you sat through that entire list and you watched this entire episode, 1, thank you. I did not expect you to do that. 2, comment down below. Let me know which of these movies you are most excited to see. Tell me if you are excited for the DC universe, if you think that they are finally getting their act together and that we are going to start getting more and more frequent quality movies that a lot of people can enjoy. Like I said in the beginning of this, the comic book superhero franchise as a whole right now is gigantic in theaters and in the cinema world, so it would only behoove Warner Brothers and DC to get their act together and to bring us some of these awesome movies that we know a lot of people are excited to see, but they want to see done right. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. There is a Captain America Shield giveaway. If you'd like a chance to win it, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel and comment on one of the videos. We will be taking a winner from the subscriber list and from the comments February 1st. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. This has been Cosmic Culture.